Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dazzling Dave and this is my match preview of Slovan Bratislava of Slovakia against our team from the Premier League, Wolverhampton Wanderers, in the Europa League Group K, and this is the third game. So, looking ahead to this game, I'm going to have a look at all the stuff surrounding it, talk about a few little stats and facts about the team, and also my score prediction. And as usual, if you're brand new around here, please subscribe, hit that bell button. I keep asking you to do that because it means that you're always going to be first to be notified of any uploads that I do on this channel. And also leave your comments below, your score prediction, your thoughts about the team, etc, etc. So, on to the match itself. Slovan Bratislava obviously plays in the Slovakia League, and they won the Slovakia League last season by a whopping 17 points. And they were formed in the year 1919, in April of that year, so they're just over 100 years old. Now, if you know the history for Slovakia, it was also part of Czechoslovakia, which is now the Czech Republic, so they did play in that league for a little while. Obviously, when it split and the two countries became having their own identity, the league split. In terms of the stuff surrounding the game, obviously a lot has been made of the fact that they have got sanctions, is probably the right word, imposed on them by UEFA. And that is for racist chanting at a game back in August, which means they've had two games that they've played behind closed doors. The controversy around this is that actually it's going to be their biggest crowd of the season. 21,000 that's going to be inside the stadium. The stadium has only just recently opened as well. It's a UEFA Category 4 stadium, only was opened in March of this year, so it's a great little stadium. But because of the sanctions and because of the UEFA ruling, they can actually fill the stadium with, I think, under 14s or under 15s kids and X amount of adults. Okay, that's great in encouraging the youngsters and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully quite a few of these youngsters will, you know, become Wolves fans in the Premier League. From what I understand, it's the first time they've played a Premier League team since 1997, which I think was Chelsea. However, it does sort of stick in most Wolves fans' throats the fact that they're playing behind closed doors, and the Wolves allocation, which would have been probably around about 1,000, because at least 5% is the standard allocation. Wolves fans would have possibly made the trip. In the end, Wolves have been given 200 VIP tickets, which are at the £55 price point. Wolves have already announced that they're going to give Slovan 1,500 tickets at a £20 price point. And, you know, all of that round. Now, let's make it completely clear, you know, we're not saying in any way, shape or form, and I know that a lot of people from that area, they're not racist. Like in any country in the world, even in this country, racism exists, and it is, they're ultras and neo-Nazis or whatever it is that have been in the stadium doing all of this. And it's great to get the youngsters in, but like, it's not really a sanction as such. Saying that, the Wolves players have said, you know, they probably prefer to play in a crowd. It's going to be a bit of a different atmosphere with so many young people in terms of the crowd, but it's probably better to have an atmosphere than not. But it just means that the Wolves fans haven't been able to go, and that's the thing. So a bit of a mild rant on that, putting across the views of most Wolves fans, I believe. So actually looking at the at Slovakia, as I say, they won the league by 17 points. And they also won their qualifying rounds. They got knocked out of the qualifying for the Champions League on penalties by a team from Montenegro, but won the two subsequent qualifying rounds to get into the Group K. They've had a fantastic start. Probably at the beginning of the group, they were probably the least fancied team, but they like scoring goals. They really, really do. I mean, if you look at their league form recently, they played 2 away games and scored 7 and 4-0. They did win the league by 17 points. They're no mugs at all. They got, in their last match, a draw, coming back twice away at Braga to draw 2-2, and at home they also beat Besiktas 4-2. So it's got, you know, Wolves losing the home game to Braga, probably shouldn't have lost that game, winning the away game against Besiktas with that last minute Willy Bolly goal. So Wolves, with those results, are back in, and really you should fancy Wolves to beat Bratislava both home and away, which put us in a strong position, but you just never know, do you? So in terms of like the team news and who's travelled, etc., we know that Saiz has got onto a plane. We know that Neves has got onto a plane. So they've gone. Obviously, Saiz had been out injured recently. Neves came off at the weekend with a little bit of a niggle. And also Ryan Bennett came off after 20 minutes. And obviously, you know all about Ryan Bennett. If you've not seen the video of Ryan Bennett and what he's done for my dad, who loves him, I'll put it up above, and also I'll put it on the end screen of this video. Watch it, it's really, really lovely. But Ryan hasn't travelled, so obviously they're still protecting him. We don't know really the extent of the injury. From what I understand, he was taken off as a precaution, and hopefully they're just making sure that he's going to be fit for upcoming future games, which he's going to need as part of the squad and as part of the team. So their manager actually is Jan Kozak, who has been talking about Wolves and saying it's a shame that not been able to bring more fans, and that Wolves, obviously being a Premier League team, could potentially be their hardest opposition. Jan Kozak, a little bit of a backstory for him. He actually played for West Bromwich Albion briefly in 2006. So there's a little bit of baggies in there as well, added to everything else that surrounds this game. And as you know, Wolves have basically won all their 6 qualifying, only had that one loss, and we've won every single away match so far this season in the Europa League, and hopefully that can continue against Bratislava. Wolves obviously also one of 6 debutants in the competition this year, amongst others Espanyol are actually making their debuts as well. So in terms of like what I think the starting lineup is going to likely to be, I think Rui Patricio is going to be in there, Cody will be in there. I would expect that Bolly would start as well. Saiz, I'm not sure whether he will start. Jesus Vallejo, I think he will probably start again on this particular one. Obviously it will be interesting to see if I've taken Max Kilman as well. In the middle, interesting, because obviously we've got a very big game away against Newcastle. Be interesting to see who he starts in the middle. Will he start with Neves after having that niggle? Joey Martinez so crucial. Dendoncker, Morgan Gibbs-White. We've got options. Who do you think want to see starting with there? Ruben Venegra, I would think, will come in for potentially for Johnny Otto. Hopefully Wolves can get more on the front foot. Matt Doherty, Traore on the other side, or you know, does he play again the 5-3-2 formation or the 3-4-3 as he switched to? Up front, Jimenez, he tends to be a starter. Catrone, is Pedro Neto fit? We're not. We just don't know, do we? It'd be really interesting to see the team that he starts with a view, obviously, to coming back and playing Newcastle at the weekend. 2 away games in quick succession. Again, big trips as well. I've got it under. I've heard, how true it is I don't know, that Wolves are playing both the Bratislava game and the Newcastle away in the 3rd kit, the green kit. So it'll be interesting to see that as well. So yeah, how are you thinking about the team? What are your thoughts? Prediction for the game? I hope that Wolves are going to be incredibly motivated, which they always are, but I hope we're going to go out on the offensive and put them to the sword, really, you know. With all the circumstances around, there's a lot of motivation there for Wolves, not being able to bring many of our own fans and all that circumstances. I feel that we'll do the professional job. I feel that we'll get the victory, and I'm going to go for a 3-0, 3-0 Wolves win. That's what I'm going for, which will put us up very nicely in the group if we can get the victory. So let's hope. It's also going to be shown live on BT Sport ESPN. Coverage starts at 5:30 British time, I understand, and the match kicks off around about 6 p.m. So yeah, look out for that. Obviously, any of the Wolves fans, I won't be at this particular game myself, but any Wolves fans that can got in and gone, hopefully you'll do us proud. I'm sure you will. And as I say, fingers crossed we can get the results. And until the next one, I'm Dazzling Dave, always Wolves. Come on, my babbies.